Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers 2 Early Access Vertical Slice 1. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out, I went through my first impressions of Space Engineers 2 and I found it to be promising in its core functionality, but also quite lacking at this stage of the alpha. Of course, it is right at the beginning of this alpha, so that is to be expected. Now, Keen Software House are working on many updates, many fixes for any bugs that people have found. I have not really found many, if not any, bugs in Space Engineers 2, but of course I've only played it for, an hour when I was recording the video, an hour and a half, something along those lines. In today's video though, I may come across some bugs because I want to see exactly what this new 25cm unified grid is capable of, at least in its current state. We saw a little bit of it in the last video, and of course on screen in front of you, you can see a little bit of it as well, particularly on the right hand side with the ramp, and then the catwalks right on top of it, and then the light right at the side of it, and a catwalk at the bottom, so on and so forth. But what I want to see is how easy is it for me, who has played a lot of Space Engineers, to be able to jump into this unified grid and build, let's say, just a corridor, just a simple corridor with a little bit more detail than we would be used to perhaps in Space Engineers. And I just want to see how difficult it is to create and what sort of things we can create with all this new freedom, I suppose. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started. And I have actually just noticed that my helmet has chromatic aberration on the ends of it. Hang on a second. Yes, there does appear to be some sort of chromatic aberration, or some other form of distortion. It is a little annoying. But anyway, make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started. And I suppose let's make a corridor? Let's make a corridor. Okay, so the chosen location for said corridor is going to be here. What I'm thinking is perhaps I can make a double corridor and then like an observation lounge or something along those lines just here, if possible. I have no idea whether or not it will be possible. Also, I am a little concerned that a lot of stars are green. Green stars are not a thing. They really are not a thing. Not like that. Should have a lot. I mean, the red stars are fine, unless those are planets. Perhaps those are planets that we can visit. In fact, that does look like it could be a planet, or will be a planet in the future. Anyway, let's get started. So, of course, in standard Space Engineers, the way you'd be doing things is just placing down blocks. And then that is it. I really do not like this auto pick block thing is really not nice. And I also do not like the fact that I have to tap R so many times, whereas previously I could just scroll through these in Space Engineers. So, what I would be expecting is, let's see, so I'm thinking I'll make a double corridor with a bit of, I say that there won't be any glass here, will there? Actually, yes, I could look at closing this section in. We could close this section in, and once that is enclosed, we can make the corridor. That seems like a good idea, and that can perhaps then it closes in from here, or from perhaps from here all the way to that side. But for now, I'm just going to close it in this area. So let's say I take, for the basis of closing this in, I'm going to just take this, bring this all the way along, up to there, and then up to there. That is now an enclosed section, which will, of course, we'll have more of at a later time. Doors. So if I just go ahead and find a door, there we go. Size of door tells me that it should fit in that gap. There you go. So that is one door, which is one door plus 1, 2. What is that? Hold on. One door plus 1, 2 blocks. So that is what I'm going to do on this side. So I'm going to do 1, 2 blocks plus a door. And this is where the door is going to fit. Okay. So that seems reasonable. Now, I'll go ahead and build this up. And I'm sure I can add some more detail to this a little later should I need to, which I probably will. But for now, I just want this to be something. There we go. And then I think, given that that is the door, I could. So that's a 2.5. Is that a 2.5 meter block? Yes, that's a 2.5 meter block. So I think at that point, what I could do is, there's no planar. There's no planar block at the moment. Or sorry, planar creation form. Is that what we want to call it? What do I want to call it? I'd call it something. Oh, but could I do a copy and paste thing? Hang on. No. No, how do I... That's placing platform. That's not what I want to do. No, I do not want to copy the entire platform. I want to copy... So I saw... When they were doing the initial video, they said something about being able to half copy things. That's what I want to do. Can I not do that? To the help guide we go. Advanced controls, probably. Create blueprint, that would be a good one. Ooh, snapping size, increase, decrease. That's good. No, it just says copy and paste. There's no change alignment. Symmetry? Symmetry would be good. Maybe I can use that. That will help a little. How am I going to know exactly where the symmetry line is here? T. And then snapping. Well, that isn't going to work. It will work if I do this, though. We shall work out the symmetry in terms of doors. Oh, perfect. There's our symmetry. So it is there. Good. Oh, no. Why did that move the symmetry? symmetry's there. There we go. Okay. Now, there we are. Then I press T to switch off the symmetry plane. Okay, good. Some blocks could not be built. Verify the area is clear. Is that just because it didn't want to build that bit? Have I got the symmetry plane right? I have. Now, annoyingly, because obviously at the moment I only have this linear mode to build in. Build modes, that's what it was called. And I do not have the planar mode. I'm stuck with... Oh, this is wrong. Oh, I did something incorrectly. What have I done incorrectly? Should it be... Where should the symmetry be? Let's work this out, shall we? Where should the symmetry be? It needs to be one further. Forgotten how... Now, how do I do the symmetry plane again? I press T. Is it Control and then right click? Nope, that's just got rid of that bit. And that's got rid of that, so it's not that. And that just starts placing things. So how do I adjust the symmetry now? Set up symmetry. Control T. There we go. That's not all too difficult. So maybe it needs to be here. Is that correct? That was correct. Okay, good. That's going to be a pain. That's really going to be a pain. Just getting rid of all of this is actually not that difficult. That's good. So working these smaller blocks, it reminds me of a Minecraft mod that I installed a long time ago, which allowed me to work in, instead of working in 1 meter blocks, and this is still working in half a meter, instead of working in the 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter block that Minecraft has, it allowed me to work in I think it was what, 5.2 roughly centimeters, so about 2 inches. It would allow a 2-inch block every time, which was really quite nice. And of course with this we've got the ability to do that. Some blocks could not be built. Sure. Not entirely certain why, but oh, I see why. It's where I'm clicking. Now each one of these takes 1 PCU, I've just noticed, so we might end up with a slight issue with in terms of PCU. I said I was going to make a corridor, and what I've ended up making is just a room. So this is some sort of start of an observation deck, I guess. That's too far out. On the plus side, symmetry's useful. Okay, so one thing that has done is it has allowed me to have a room of this size, but not having to have a full block above it, which just gives it so much more. That just gives it so much more use. And then what I could do is I could... So I know that there's a way up from here going around, but it's a bit... I think that way up's perhaps a little useless. I could make some stairs going across and going up into this area from here. How do I switch off the symmetry Let's not switch it off just yet. Let's now figure this bit out. So let's say I wanted to do 2 corridors. I could say they could be 1.5 meters wide. So that's one thing I can do, which is the width of the door. Well, the door is actually 2.5 meters wide, but I'm going to tuck the door in a little. That's the plan. And let's do this. Now, I have no idea how to use the partial blueprint system they were showing. So you do this. In fact, oh, I've had a completely different idea now. I've had some very, very different ideas come up in my head. Right. Let's go ahead and trash this and replace this with... Bye-bye. Replace this with... Well, I guess we could replace this with a 2-meter block that is already there. There wouldn't be any harm in that. Why is the colour of everything I make different? That's a problem I've had right since the beginning of Space Engineers. Everything I make is always a different colour to what it's supposed to start with. That's fine. Okay. So, now I have this room. It's a bit rubbish, but fine. I could put some windows in. What sort of windows are actually available to me? What would that be? Structural, maybe? Sloped windows and flat windows. That's all I've got. Okay. So nothing to measure at the moment. And I could tuck these in just a touch, should I wish to do so. Let's put the doors back in. Let's put these doors in first. There's a door. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Door. This can be a way to another docking port, actually. That and that. And I suppose that is a really tiny spot. So for that, I can use the detailing cube. That's nice. That is actually quite nice. Can I fit another window in here? I can. Either right up to the door, which is probably the better option, and then over here, I should be able to put, yep, that. Okay. More detail than I've ever been able to put in Space Engineers before, and I do like this little lip. And I can even, I suppose I could detail this lip further by, how am I going to, let's just have a look at how this looks from the inside. That's the first thing. It looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible from the inside. So I'm going to leave that lip as it is. Yes, I'm going to leave that lip as it is. That gives me some... yeah, that gives me something to play around with. I could always create a curved section here, but what I can do, which I think will look nice, is all around here. If I'm able to do this, there we go. Just connect this up like this. Oh, is symmetry off? Lost. I was kind of hoping symmetry was on, but that's fine. Like that. And that along the side. Let's Is that the way it's supposed to be? No. So this bit is where it gets just a touch more difficult at points. Just getting used to this new system. Which, as I said, it gives finger gymnastics. It isn't great. I really do not like this system. There we go. That looks pretty nifty. And really, if I wanted to, I could block that just a little bit more, which actually does not look great. No, that does not look great. I want it to go down. There we go. But that is starting to take some form. Now, so if I just break this. So as I said, I have a new idea now with this. Oh, actually, I should have left. Okay, how much of this should I leave? That's the question. I'm going to check. So we have this bit here, which is fine. I then want the catwalks. I want to see what these catwalks are capable of doing. So you've got the full 2.5 meter catwalk, but I do not want that. Yeah, there's the narrower catwalk. That's no good. Right. So I cannot have this catwalk do what I want it to do. Blast. I guess I'm just going to have to try and make something myself. Yes, I guess I'm going to just have to make something myself. So what shall I do? Well, realistically, this is supposed to be an air... Oh, no. This is supposed to be an airlock. Just thinking about this. This really should be an airlock. Now, I know the airlocks are... None of that's working yet. That's not right. Oh, that's not right. There we go. So I should do... that. Is that big enough for an airlock? I suppose so. You could probably put 4 or 5 people at a time in it. Let's push that back just a little further. There we go. And then, because this would be too big for this, I can just use the detailing block. And this is where these detailing blocks really do start coming into their own. Because that is just perfect. Oops. Yeah, that is just perfect. So this could be a departure lounge, but really I'm, as I said, I'm just testing these to find out what does and does not work. There we go. And block is in exactly the same on this side. Okay, for 25 minutes of work, this is not going too badly. Now, obviously, lights are missing, and I'm sure I could be far more efficient at what I'm doing should I learn the controls a little bit better. But it is not bad overall. So there we go. We now have an airlock. That's pretty good. So yes, this is effectively I'm making a departure lounge, aren't I? And what we'd then do is, well, what I forgot to do was switch on the symmetry when doing this, so that bit needs to be redone. There we go. And now, how am I going to do these blocks? So what I'm going to do is break that side, and have... No. I'm going to... Where's that catwalk gone? There it is. Can I put... I can have two catwalks like that, or I can just put a full catwalk in. But why can I not just put a catwalk in the middle? That's the annoying part. It really, really does not wish to go in the middle. Okay, so that is something I'm going to rework by making my own little something or other. So how far out would we need to make this, perhaps, for a ship? Let's say out about there. That seems reasonable. Yeah, so a ship could pop in here. That seems a reasonable-ish distance. I mean, this might get in the way, but I'm not really thinking about that at the moment. Then what I want to do is I want to say that every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So every 6 blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4. Right, it's 5 and 6. That tells me where it needs to be. Okay, so we have this. Now, naturally, this isn't great, but naturally that still doesn't work. Annoyingly, but what I could do is potentially, I have no idea how this is going to work, but I'm going to make an attempt to do some diagonal... Can I get some diagonal lines here? In fact, can I just do it directly from that corner? So that would go that way. That would go that way. So that goes like that. Now I could just block it in that form, but I just want to, I'm trying something to make it a little bit more complicated. That's what I'm trying to do here. So from there, just so I can see how, oh no, please change these controls, Keen. These are just bad. See, so that's one. It takes that, but it will not accept the next one. But that's okay, because that can become a block. And so can that become a block. So you'll end up with that becoming a block, that becoming a block. So I'll put those in. Is that correct? No, that isn't correct. Which way should this one be then? So if it could go that way or that way. So it should be missing a tiny bit. Inverted corner, could that do the trick? Probably not. Okay, perhaps it is just going to have to be the cubes. In which case, a whole different plan of action has to be taken. That plan of action is to have these half slopes in right here in the middle, annoyingly, like this, with some triangulation. There, that's probably what we're going to have to do instead. It hasn't quite gone to plan. But then again, I am trying to figure things out. So it's not really that big a deal that things have not quite worked out. I could then, right, just curiosity. Could I do a triangulation? Would this triangulation work? Or is this going to be just as bad? I think this is going to be just as bad. Actually, it might just work. That's a corner. Why am I using a corner for all of this? Inverted corner, cube, slope. That's the one. That. No. That. Let's find out what happens here. And I know that this isn't correct. Anybody who's going to say to me, oh, that's not correct engineering, I am aware. That could just about work. Sure, we'll use that as a... Let's use that as a start. And then from here, what is it? It's the same... Going to do the same thing. Where does it start? It starts there. I suppose if I started it here, it would be less of a problem, but then it's not going to quite look right. Or look quite right. Quite look right? What sort of English was that? At least this is sort of working. Wait, what have I done here? Because that is not the same. This is not the same, is it? Well, let's find out. Let's find out exactly what I've messed up and deal with it. I know it works. It isn't the same, but what did I do? What have I done that's messed this up? Interesting. Very interesting. That point is correct. Let me just... let's just do this. We'll start from this side. I could have even done that and that would have looked decent. But oh no, I wanted to make it look special. That is not in line. Wait, no, that is in line. Come on. Some blocks could not be built. What blocks are they talking about? There we are. Is the other side just hopelessly... Yep, we have a hopeless fail here. What on earth happened on this side? Not even going to question that. So we've got this weird little pattern that I'm just trying out. Then I guess those railings would be quite nice. Where do I find those railings? Structural? Yes. Let's grab those and see. So we can... How do I... Is it because I keep switching Right, I think it's because I'm switching symmetry off, trying to mess around with these stupid controls. How do I rotate it? There we go. It's a very small... That's the one I wanted. And I can always bring that really quite close. Hopefully the last one fits perfectly. There we go. That's not too... That doesn't look too bad. Now, of course, I can go around painting these. But not yet. I think I will paint them before the end of this video. Just for... Ooh, hang on. Slightly offline. Just slightly. I might change the whole middle section, I'll be honest. Not keen on this center section. I mean, you cannot fall through the gap, so that's a good thing. No signs need to be saying mind the gap. But I'm not keen on how that actually looks. Let's try this again. Did I get rid of the door? I did. That's annoying. Be very careful. In fact, might as well use this one to properly get rid of things. Why does it not get rid of multiple bits? What have I done that's messed that up? Okay, we're back to this. Let's try something here. I would like to propose this design. So that's the middle. I'd like to propose a design that does this. Right, why are things not building properly on this side? What is going on here? Why is this a thing? So I suppose symmetry doesn't work properly all the way through. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. So there's something. And then I would like to propose... See, I wanted to put grating in this, but I guess that isn't something that will happen anymore. So I'd like to propose, let's see, so 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. That doesn't work. can we do 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Or, actually, there we go. 4, 3, 4. That could work. Or 4, 2, 4. That works quite nicely. And then perhaps we can do a similar thing in the middle, like this. That just looks really terrible though. I know I wanted a grating there. That's what I wanted. But that is not going to happen. Which is a shame. Really is a shame. But the new features do look somewhat reasonable. 4, 2, 4. And the same thing here. 4, 2, 4. Is there anything else I can put in the middle here? What about these beams? How would these beams look? Interesting would be the answer to that. How can I make them go any like halfway down? Possibly no. That does give it a bit more. Okay, it is covered, but oh, those are a bit low. I suppose that looks a little bit nicer. Which means these probably have to go. That's a shame. I wanted this to be open, but this is actually looking a lot nicer. Yes, that is actually looking a lot nicer. That's annoying. Also, what I'd like to do is I'd like to try and do some tests of the lighting. See how they work. Maybe pop that back in so that we can actually see what's going on. Yeah, that's a reasonable approach, I guess. Then possibly have tiny catwalk gratings along the side out here. No, that doesn't look... That does not really work. But what I could do instead... I could build another line of... I could put another line of this. Do not need another line of this. All I need is another line of this. This is what I'm going to do. Do that. Lift it up a touch. Like so. Maybe, just maybe, it might be possible to not have it right at the start, just because it's sort of giving this area a bit of a... I don't particularly like how it's integrating with this area. So I do that, so on both sides. Then do I need the railings where they are? Possibly not. In fact, if that's the case, I could do something completely different. So it's interesting how these designs, it's very easy to evolve these designs now because of the flexibility that we have in Space Engineers 2. So what I could do instead is this. Just one like that. Yes, one like that on either side, and then the railing. And not the small railing, I want the full size, not that, yes, that one. So that should... Why does it want to do that every time? Okay, before I put those in, light. Which light is going to look better? Will it fit down there? That's not the light I'm after. What? There we go. It says that one or that one. Now that one is a little bit more... I'm not sure about that one. This one, though, does look nice. And I can probably place it like this. Yes, that's it. Okay, this is going to work. This is going to work very nicely indeed. I can see how this is going to also, as a full... Bye-bye. As a full series, this is going to be quite... This is going to be quite tiresome. There's going to be a lot of work. I think that as a series, I may end up once the early access bit's all done. As a series, I'm probably going to end up not doing it as survival. That's just my potential thinking. Just because this is taking ages just to do this, and whilst that is good in a sense, it's also a bit long, so it's a lot of work. But as I start using more of this, I'm sure it will also become easier to do. Music in Space Engineers 2 is not as good as Space Engineers 1. I've pointed that out before. And I still think that is the case. Actually, we're not going to need it every... where will we need this? Every 2? Since there are only 5, that means that it's going to be there and... there. That's starting to look decent, reasonable. Through an airlock out there, that's not looking too bad. And then perhaps I can open this up to a small or a wider platform. So let's try and open this up to a wider platform. So we'll go an extra 2 meters out this way, an extra 2 meters out this way. Symmetry needed to be on for all of this, and I've completely messed this up. Right, well, since I've forgotten the symmetry, this is what's happening now. We're just doing one side. There we go. That's looking reasonable. And potentially, if I break these correctly, bye again. Yeah. That's a bit of a pain, but that's all right. So if I break that, I should be able to slot this one. Oh wait, one more. Slot that in there. Slot that in there. Put the cube in there. Cube in there. And then I think this should slot this in here. It's all the way. That's fine. That in there. That in all the way again. There. Detailing cube, we'll have that up to there. And we'll have this up to here. And similarly, if I break this set, I should be able to build, oops, I should be able to build this like so. And this like so. Just giving it a little bit of detail. Build this all the way around up to that point there, and do the same with this up to that point there. Watch these probably not fit exactly where I want them to because I didn't measure this up properly, and obviously there are still limitations. Yep, that is what I thought would happen. It's in the wrong spot as well. Come on, rotate. No, rotate. Why do you want to be there? I don't want you there. I want you... I don't want you there. I want you... Alright, fine. Go there. And that should be in line with this, I hope. That should be the line. Possibly. Well, that's now living down there. It's not supposed to be there. Yes, that is better. I suppose I need to do the exact same thing here. Break all of that. Put that, no, there we go. Put that in there. Put that in like that. And figure out that rotation again. So you go like that there. You need to rotate and go there. Is that correct? No. It's supposed to be one over. There. And you need to rotate and go there. How has that happened? How is it on this side? Oh, right. Because I put this in correctly. That goes there, and that goes there. Now, if I were to try and slot that in a gap in between, no, there isn't a gap in between for that, which is absolutely fine. Now, what we could do here is I could push this back. This is the beauty of some of this detailing. Push that back, leave that where it is, get rid of this single, so get rid of that, get rid of this single line here, like that, place this across there, that bit there and that bit there, and similarly that there and that there. And then one of these cubes should just slot in. There we go. Properly along there. Not too bad at all. Oh no, not again. I'm going to keep falling off. And then if we really wanted to, we could just add some of these catwalks onto it as part of a, well, you've got to now climb up. Up we go to the ship level. So it just gives it a little bit more detailing right at the end. If I can get this on, if I can get this to sit on the grid. Could I not, can I not fit all of them in? Ah, blast. Wait, no, wait. I can do something here. Where's that weird middle one? Give me the weird middle one. Can I turn that this... Where's it gone? No. No, I cannot. That's fine. That's not a problem, because what I can do is turn this... Not that way, not that way. similarly that way. Right, is it right from the end? I want to do this. Check. It should be right from the end. And then put a little corner in here. Like so. And that's all starting to very nicely take shape. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could. Is it not it's Shift R, isn't it? There we go. Could do this. So all the areas where there is no light. Yep, that looks even better. They just need more blocks and a better system for these controls. That does not look too shabby whatsoever. Okay, at that point I am going to end this video. Yes, it hasn't been the most greatest of detailing and anything like that, but I think it does give you an idea of what this is capable of. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Space Engineers and Space Engineers 2. I still have an active Space Engineers series going, probably for the next 4 months, maybe, something along those lines, and there is still plenty of action to come in that. So do make sure you do get subscribed for all of that. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. I've just realised that I could do just a little bit more here and really give this a final bit of improvement. Just because I think it might look a little bit nicer should I end up doing this. So that is all from me, and I shall see you. Is that not going to do that? Okay, well, I guess I'll do these bits. That is all from me, and I will see you next time in Space Engineers, where... Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Where I will probably end up either building this out a little bit further, or I think what I'm going to try and do is build up and see if I can connect this bit to an upper level and fill in everything in the middle. Yes, I think that is probably going to be the better option for me. And also I've just realized that since I've got all these different parts, can I not really give this more detail than I've ever been able to before? Not sure why I didn't think of this before. That level of... I'm going to keep doing this over and over and over. But yes, this level of detail is it's quite good, right? And what was it supposed to be? This color? Oh, that's a completely incorrect color. I'll just paint that back. Change these as well. Oh, that's nice. Somehow I've got a whole different bunch of colours. Great. That was bound to happen at some point. There we go. I was supposed to end the video, I know. But I have been distracted by doing this. And off we go again. I think that is very much telling me I do need to end. So that is all from me, and I will see you next time in Space Engineers or Space Engineers 2, depending on which one you decide to watch, where I will either continue with the building or find something else to do, or we'll be doing some more building of the big ship in Space Engineers. Do go check out that series if you are interested in all of that. I will see you next time.